is the Ball Network.
And with that, we'd like to welcome everyone into Lynchburg, Tennessee, where tonight's featured matchup are the visiting Community Vikings against the Moore County Raiders. And we're going to try to give you a little bit of information on both squads here, a little bit of a pregame, if you will. We got about 20 minutes or 25 minutes or so till kickoff. And I'm going to do a shameless little plug here because everyone always says, or I've been asked before, why do you do this? Obviously, it's not for the money. Sean knows that. But along tonight with me, I do have Mr. Sean DeJan Felice, and on camera, we do have Brayley Whitehead with us. My father's tagging along. He's back there. He normally does some stats for us, so we'll have hopefully some updates for you at the half. But my shameless plug, if Brayley will do me a favor and try to put the camera. Can you see it over here? Sorry, we are set up on the away side, so dealing with the sun to an extent. But a shameless plug as we talk about making memories and being able to reflect back on these videos and watch your kids. And that's the purpose of this. It's for the seniors. It's for all the ones that can go back, and it's for the memories. But I have a 3-year-old. I have a 6-year-old. They don't understand what's going on right now. One day this will be a memory for them, but just so they'll know that Dad was decent. If you look up there on what used to be the old weight room, now it's just a maintenance building, but they have the region championships, and I just want to say, Kyron and McKinnon, I love you. And all 4 years that Dad played here are up there on that building. I was all-region in '98. I wasn't that good. I just had good teammates around me. And that's a lesson that you can learn that will take you really far in life. You're only as good as the folks around you. So hang around with good folks, and I'll use a Southern phrase that my father taught me years ago, and it stuck with me. I'm 45 going on 46, and if you run with the goats, you're going to smell like the goats. So hang around with good people. They'll make you better. You'll make them better. So with that, I want to get that out of the way, and let's talk a little bit of some football. Sean, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. The temperature is a little warm, but not near as bad as I was expecting. So it's a good night for football. Very limited clouds out here. Should be a good night.
It is excellent weather for football indeed. A 1% chance of rain, so I don't see that playing into anything tonight. Going to go ahead and show a few tidbits that we have here. Was able to talk to Coach White earlier in the week, and I appreciate him hosting me. And if you look at the graphic, you'll see the Moore County Raiders starting offense. And if you go from left to right, those are the gentlemen that he is going to use tonight to run this spread. It is a heavy run attack out of the spread. He has a freshman there, number 1, Kason Castile. Deacon Lyles will get the start at left tackle. Caden Searcy played with his father. He is going to have the starting role at left guard. Tyler Bateman will get the start at center. Alex Lynch, the right guard. Jack Bateman at the right tackle. The receiver out far to the right will be number 29, Ike Holt. And the backfield for the Raiders, the starting quarterback, there's literally a new sheriff in town as the freshman is going to get the start, number 21, Austin Sheriff. Along with him will be Jose Garcia, who is quite the load. Sometimes he'll be split out wide as well, according to Coach White. And also Aiden Moore will be in a receiver spot as well. The lone running back will be number 4, the senior Tucker Smith. They also will turn to number 44, that being Drew Hardison. Coach White wasn't sure which one he was going to give the nod to, so we very well could see 44 in the backfield instead of 4, but that is the Moore County Raider offense. If we want to take a quick look at the starters on offense for the Vikings, and I apologize, I did not get to meet with Coach Tidwell till yesterday, so this is why, unfortunately, Sean, you're sort of left in the dark there. I did not get to discuss any of this with you. But again, from left to right, they're going to be running out of the veer this year. They have totally abandoned the wing T offense. So we'll see what the Vikings come up with here they have several formations out of the veer. In fact, Coach Tidwell showed me a few things on the whiteboard before I left yesterday, so they can do quite a bit out of this veer offense. Sometimes you'll see a tight end. Other times they'll have multiple in the backfield. They can split out several at the same time. So Collier will get the start at tight end, but he can also play wide receiver. At left tackle is Miles Oshwander. At left guard will be Easton Brown. The center will be Walter Duggar. The right guard, Jackson Hoover. The right tackle will be Eli Maldonado. And at receiver on that right side will be Carson Wimley. Now, some interesting stats up front. Both tackles for community freshmen. So that will be interesting to see how Oshwander and Maldonado hold up against this Moore County defense, which is got quite a few upperclassmen, so that'll be quite the task for those young men. Wimley, also a freshman, but he is quite the athlete, as we saw that in the scrimmages. Also at wide receiver for community will be number 11, LaPrey Strayhorn. The quarterback will be Caden Hensel. He's one familiar face from last season. And then in the backfield, they'll have running back, and I have to make sure I say his name correctly. Did not know that I was mispronouncing it all last season, is Adriel Rodriguez, and he has gained quite a bit. Looks like a different kid, so the weight room paid off for that young man. And then the other running back will be number 7, Gunnar Harden. He was one of my favorites from last season, sophomore, and he is the real deal. He'll play both ways, as we'll see him quite a bit tonight. Now we'll turn over to that Moore County Raider defense. And at defensive end, they'll have Deacon Lyles. At defensive tackle will be Caden Searcy. Number 65, Jack Bateman up front, and then Jose Garcia. So they have quite a few that are playing both ways, but that is customary, especially in single-A ball. We've got quite a few that will be going both ways, and we are 3A ourselves. So the rosters stack up considerably even, if you will. The linebacking core for Moore County, they're going to run it out of a 4-3. The linebackers will be Smith, Travis, and Hardison. And some major kudos for number 54, the linebacker Hunter Travis, as Coach White could not say enough about that young man. So we look for him to make several plays this afternoon. And then in the secondary, the defensive backs, again, the freshman Kaysen Castile. You'll have number 29, Ike Holt, 26, Aiden Moore, and number 12, Kaysen Ferrara. So that is the starting defense for the Moore County Raiders. And last but not least, before we take a quick break, we'll look at the Community Viking defense. They're going to run it out of a 3-3 stack. It's really a 3-5. They've got a shell that they'll work with, and then 3 defensive backs in the secondary. So from left to right going across, 78 Jackson Hoover will be at tackle or end, if you will. Emmett Paskowitz will be the nose tackle. We'll talk about him a little bit after we mention the rest of the starting lineup. Interesting situation with that young man. And then the other gentleman up front will be number 44, Wyatt Elsner. Now, as far as the 5 linebackers, they're going to have a Bandit, a Ranger, a Sam, Mike, and Will. And that'll be interchangeable. But Mason Bogle will get the start at Bandit. Jackson Collier will be your Will linebacker. Adriel Rodriguez will be the Mike. Gunnar Harden will be the Sam. And over on the right side will be Collier in that Ranger position. And then the defensive backs for Community, it will be number 11, LaPrey Strayhorn. Carson Wimley, the freshman, will get the start all the way at the strong safety position, if you will. And then the starting quarterback for Community will also be on defense, that being number 4, Caden Hensel. So that's the starters on offense and defense for Community and Moore County. One thing that I want to mention, though, the nose tackle, Emmett Paskowitz. This young man last year played wide receiver. He also, I believe, played a little bit defensively in the secondary, and now he finds himself this year up front at nose tackle. So he's gained a lot of weight as far as being able to lift weight. He's one of the top bench pressers on the team, and Tidwell is banking on him and betting on that young man that he'll cause havoc up front as far as trying to get that snap off. We'll see how the boys from Lynchburg handle that. So that, again, is your starting lineup for the Community Vikings on offense and defense, along with offense and defense for the Raiders. We're going to take a quick break. Tonight is actually going to be brought to you commercial free, so we're just going to have a holding screen in between. But again, we'll be back as we have roughly 18 minutes until we kick this thing off from Lynchburg. We thank you for joining us here on the Ball Network. Again, it is the Community Vikings and the Moore County Raiders live from Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Each player that enters this field for their safety, for their sidelines, their coaches, and the referees. And Lord, I pray for each one that's in attendance tonight, their safe travels back to their homes. And Lord, we pray for our service men and women who are serving in harm's way this very moment. Lord, we thank you for that honor. And Lord, we thank you most for Jesus Christ. We ask all this in his precious name. Amen.
So we'd like to welcome everyone into Lynchburg, Tennessee, where tonight on the Ball Network we will be bringing you the contest, the Community Vikings taking on the Raiders of Lynchburg. And alongside me, I've got Mr. Sean DeJan Felice, and he's been a busy man at school all week, so he's still trying to get a few things down, so we're going to let him off the hook for a little while. And I do have Braley Whitehead over here beside me operating the camera, so we're just awaiting the teams to take the field. We've got about 10 minutes until this one is going to get kicked off. And again, hopefully the signal coming through strong. And we've already looked at the starters on offense and defense. And we have Elsner, and I'll have to refer to Sean, if you've got the list there for the captains. I know it's going to be Harden and Elsner. And let's see, it's also going to be, well, let me flip the script here. We have Adriel Rodriguez at captain, along with number 63, Walter Duggar. So those are the captains for Community. And Moore County still has not shown up. And this is the first broadcast with the new equipment. It is the first broadcast of us as a group, so we ask that you please be patient with us as we're going to try to do the best that we can. As Braley has got the toughest job, I think, because the sun is directly in our eyes, and it's trying to sneak behind a cloud right now, which would help tremendously. But she's going to do the best that she can, and her, along with myself and Sean, we are the best that no money could buy.
We are the best for free, so enjoy.
There you go. So we're hoping for a good contest tonight. Again, spoke with both coaches earlier in the week. I truly love the homework, if you will, that goes into these broadcasts. I like to be prepared, and hopefully that will show tonight. But I love talking to the coaches. Again, Coach Tidwell yesterday was nice enough to get on the whiteboard and show a few things that they're going to attempt tonight. And it's going to be interesting seeing them coming out in the veer. Of course, that's not something that is too totally different from the wing T offense that they ran last year, but it's going to be more quick hitting. He is not ideal, obviously, on getting into the passing game. He wants to run this clock, and we shall see if he gets his wish. But even if they do have to revert to the passing game, it's going to be a lot of quick hitters, hopefully. So you'll see a lot of screens, a lot of short outs ran, if you will. So we'll see what we have in the early going. So the captains are meeting at midfield.
Number 29, Ike Holt.
So Holt and Smith, a couple of the captains for Moore County.
Deacon Lyle.
And Deacon Lyles, the big man.
Number 72, Tyler Bateman.
And Tyler Bateman will round out the captains for the Columbia Blue. So it is interesting sitting on this side. I believe it's the first time I've been in this stadium not wearing Columbia Blue, but I'm all purple and gold, and hope we can get after them tonight, get after them early, and stay on top. So coin toss taking place right.
I guess the question is, how does it feel to be on the right side of things?
Well, I indeed hope that we are on the right side of things tonight. Did a little digging, and Moore County has lost the Community once. It was back in 2013, a 34-33 final that took place right here in this stadium. So Community has put the whooping on them once before, and it was here, so let's do it again.
The football to start the game.
So we are going to go defense. So if anyone remembers from last season, and of course last season we were just doing audio calls, but Moore County elected to receive last year in Unionville, and it was Mr. Cole Taylor that took it to the house on the opening kickoff, and we were playing catch-up from the beginning. So we'll see how things pan out as both teams are trying to line up and get behind their banners. Again, we have about 7 minutes until kickoff. And the Vikings are going to be in all white uniforms with the numerals purple on the sides of the helmet, white hats. Moore County, completely blank white hats, along with an all blue jersey with white numerals. So hopefully we'll see the MC decal show up sooner or later on those. As the Vikings come through the banner, and it is football time and community. So again, if you are just joining us,
All right, Raider fans.
Moore County will be receiving the opening kickoff as they are still coming down from the locker room.
Get loud and make some noise.
And Moore County across the way, a pretty good amount of folks there. Of course, as the season progresses, if they can have some success, know from experience that those crowds will grow.
Let's go, Raiders.
So Moore County getting set on the far side, and here they come. So again, Moore County, a 1A school, community 3A, but the rosters match up pretty well as far as size-wise and number-wise. The only advantage I'll say that Moore County has tonight is they do have a few more upperclassmen that will play, but they have as many playing both ways as we do. So this one may very well come down to who is conditioned the best. Did make mention of that to Coach Tidwell yesterday, and he concurred that he thought if they can keep this thing close into the second half, it will come down to who has that will to win, so to speak. And hopefully we'll get to find that out. We want to keep things close, and hopefully we come out, Sean, I'm hoping defensively with this 3-3 stack, and they're very versatile with it. They can walk people down. I'm hoping that the defense is going to stand strong early.
Well, man, I think the key is you got to get off the field on defense. If you can do that, you give yourself a chance. But if we have to play catch-up all night, it could be a long night.
And that's an excellent point. Last year, things that plagued us was just, some, I hate to call it what it is, but dumb penalties killed us in crucial moments, times when we could get off the field on third down and then do something that would prolong the drive for the opponent. So community getting ready to kick things off, and of course the kicking duties will be by number 5, Jarrett Yancey, the junior. He was the one that had those duties last season.
Jason Castillo. And number 4, Tucker Smith.
So back to take it is Castile and Smith. Castile, again, the freshman that Coach White mentioned. He said he is going to be special. And we'll see if we steer clear of him or see what Yancey does here. And there's the kickoff. And a little floater does not come up for the fair catch. And it's made at the 40. And that was by the upback, number 11, that being Ty Smith, the sophomore wide receiver / defensive back. So Moore County will have decent field position as Coach Tidwell elects not to kick it deep. So he did not give Smith or Castile an opportunity to hurt him like Cole Taylor did a year ago.
It's very smart, really.
I agree. Let's see what we've got here. It's going to be a shotgun formation. Again, Moore County likes to run out of the spread. There are no backs. He's got a receiver to the right, and you can see the bunch set over here to the left. And now man in motion goes from left to right. Actually, they're shifting, so now a bunch set off to the right. Let's see if the defense will adjust. Pitch goes out to the right. That is Smith, and he's across the 45. He is to the 50, cuts back inside, and he's into community territory down inside the 45. I believe they'll mark him around the 44.
Tucker Smith. Stop middle to play by number 8, Mason Bogle.
So Bogle with the tackle
Smith run
as the senior
from Moore.
romps his way on that right side. Just a little pitch to number 4, Smith, and he was able to take it and already get into community territory. So again, the ball resting at about the 44, 43, if you will. It'll be 1st and 10 for Moore County. Smith will flex out. Now they're going to throw a screen to the right side and a couple of missed tackles, and that's what's going to hurt you as you've got to make those tackles. And it was Ike Holt who made the catch on the screen and then just worked his way down the right sideline. And he picked up a good 8 yards 8 or 9, if you will. We'll call it 2nd and 2.
Second down and 1 for the Raiders.
So again, first quarter action here in Lynchburg. Moore County elected to receive. This is their opening drive. As Sheriff is again in the shotgun formation, has the back lined up to the left of him. Handoff goes to Tucker and should have been dropped in the backfield. Unfortunately, a couple of tackles have been broken.
Handoff on the play to number 4.
We had him for a 5-yard loss and couldn't wrap him up, and
Made on the play by number
they
8,
gained about
Bogle.
15 off of a 5-yard loss. Can't do that.
So Bogle able to make the tackle, but again, downfield. And like you said, you've got to make those tackles in the backfield. They had him dead to rights. And instead, missed tackle turns into a big gain. It's 1st and 10. The ball resting at the 20. So we apologize right now. We are battling the sun. It is directly on us. So a little more difficult sight line here, but shotgun formation for Sheriff as he's got the back off to his right-hand side. Man in motion goes from left to right. Somebody jumped early. And let's see who the flag is going to be on. And that is going to bump Moore County back. So false start on the offensive line, and we'll take all the help we can get. So 1st and 15, and that'll take it out of the red zone, putting it back at the 25-yard line.
Need to take advantage of this now.
So defensively, again, the 3-man front. As you see Pasquitz down in there, the nose tackle. Again, the man going in motion. They're going to pitch, and he is dropped. Wimley was able to make the tackle in the backfield. So the freshman brings down the freshman, Casey Castile.
The guy we talked about in the pregame, Wembley, coming up with about a, 13, 14-yard loss.
And the PA announcer said it was Rodriguez on the tackle, number 2, but I believe it was number 12, unless I'm mistaken.
2nd and 24 from the 35.
So this is an ideal situation. This is what you want for community, putting them in down and distant, long situations. Fakes it, rolls out to the left, and he is running for his life, throws, and that is incomplete. That was excellent pressure by Elsner and Pasquitz. And there's a flag all the way over on the far side, and we'll see what that's about, as it is 2nd and 24 currently.
It's going to be pass interference on the defense.
Well, he motioned something against Moore County. Again, we're okay. So an ineligible gentleman down the field. Again, we're on the away side. We're not really. When we go on the road, I'll just say we're not normally welcome into anybody's press box. So we're on the away side. So we're trying to make out what the referee is signaling. But of course, he's going to be facing the home side. So a little bit of a challenge, but that was the call. And now it is going to be 2nd and a country mile.
Penalty is declined, setting up 3rd down on the field.
And that's probably smart by Tidwell. You decline the penalty, make it 3rd down, still 3rd and 24. As they have 3 receivers to the left, so Trips left, single receiver to the right. Tucker in the backfield along with Sheriff. Sheriff back to pass. They're going to set it up to Garcia on the screen. And he is wrapped up. Excellent job defensively. That by number 2, Rodriguez. So good job by the Viking defense on this first drive.
Question now is, do we get the punt, or are they just going to go for it on 4th down with it being on their side of the field?
And that's the thing. If it was me, I think you go for it.
They are.
The punt would not do you much good here. And I do not believe that Jackson Ross would be able to kick a field goal from this distance. It's possible. Ross has got quite the leg, but I think that would be quite the chore for that young man. So I did not mention special teams, but the senior kicker, number 84, Jax Ross, will be doing those duties tonight. So empty backfield for Sheriff, back to pass. Sheriff looks long, going to throw it in zone, and it is overshot everybody out of bounds. Is there a flag? There's a flag in the middle of the field, and if that is called pass interference, you've got to be kidding me. Maybe that is not a flag in the middle of the field. I guess it is not. I thought I saw one right there behind Hensel. But maybe
There's something out there, but I have no idea what that is.
So, again, my apologies. The sun directly in her eyes, so I'm trying to make it out, but I thought that was a flag, but obviously it was not, and Community comes up with a huge stop on the first drive. That is just what the doctor ordered. Now let's see what we can do with this Veer offense. Hensel will bring him to the line. He's got 2 men in the backfield along with him. Hensel fumbles the snap. He's going to have to keep it, rolls out to the right, just going to try to get what he can, and he is brought down out of bounds. The tackle made by Hardison. And actually, he was inbounds, according to the official. They're going to keep the clock going. 7:38 to go here in the first. We have no score here in Lynchburg.
I mean, I think here, especially with it being a tie game early, you don't snap this thing until under 10 seconds, if not under 5. You know, you just can.
And I totally agree with that. I think that's a good idea to try to milk the clock as much as you can. Moore County does have a play clock in both end zones. They've got one up against the scoreboard and one in the far corner. So it is down to 7 seconds. And was that just simply a quarterback keep? I believe it was. As Hensel did not get much.
You know, a lot of times with a Veer, you'll see a lot of plays that don't do a whole lot, but they're setting up for a big play. I taught at Grundy County High School, Ken Cockwood, who was the godfather of the Veer. You'd see a lot of plays that didn't do much, and then they'd run off a 70-yard run or whatever.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they're going to run some stuff off guard to try to set up some of the stuff out wide, as Wimley, the freshman, will be lined up all the way far out there to the left. And, again, another little handoff, that one between the guard and the tackle. And big number 73, Caden Searcy, on defense there for Moore County. So that will bring up a punting situation as they needed 6.
Tucker Smith setting up 4th down on the field for the Vikings.
So Yancey, who does the kickoffs and the PAT and the field goals, also does the punting. So Yancey back to punt as it is 4th and 4. And this is a fake as he's going to keep it. He's going to try to run, and he is not going to make it as he is hammered short. It was Hardison and Smith. They were both looking for it, and he just could not get to the chains over there as they met at the corner, and that was just a good hit by Hardison.
I think he barely made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Indeed. So rolling the dice, I don't know. Interesting to roll it that early as you had a big defensive stop, and punting would have changed field position.
I mean, does that say something about our punter, or does that just say we're going to be aggressive?
Well, last year his punting was phenomenal. It was one of the bright spots the Community had, so interesting that they elected to fake there, as there's the pitch by Sheriff, going to go off to Smith, and he picks up a couple. The tackle made by Rodriguez along with number 8, Bogle.
Number 4, Tucker Smith on the play. Stop is made by number 2, Rodriguez, and number 7, Harden for the Vikings.
So again, first quarter action here in Lynchburg, tied at nothing, 5:20 to go here in the first. 2nd and 8, the ball resting at the Community 36-yard line as Sheriff and the Raiders looking over to head coach White getting the signals. And again, with the spread offense, and they are spread out just about as far as you can go. They've got twins to both sides as Tucker Smith alone back in the backfield along with Sheriff. And now did they take too much time?
They did.
And they did not get a timeout called, so a delay. And a point of interest, again, you have the freshman at quarterback and maybe some first game jitters, but he just took too much time on that one.
I mean, I think, attacking, kind of what we did in that first drive and making him have to make quick decisions is the way to go early on.
So another drive of Moore County that has resulted in a penalty, moving them back. So again, twins to both sides. And now man in motion goes Holt. Holt will take that handoff. He's going to try to cut it back, and he should have been dropped. Breaks a couple of tackles. He's still going. And finally brought down by Harden along with number 6. That being Jackson Collier.
We've got to wrap up.
We do, so a couple of sophomores in there making the tackle. And, of course, Ashwander was at the bottom of the stack there. So 3 gentlemen in on that tackle. More importantly, 3rd and 13, the ball at the 41-yard line. Going to roll out to the right. This is Sheriff looking, has plenty of time, going to throw, has a receiver, and that is complete as he eludes one man on that far side, and then he is knocked out of bounds. So that should be enough to move the chains.
There is a flag.
So Holt made the catch, but hold everything as there is some laundry. So let's see if Moore County will shoot themselves in the foot here.
Face mask is the call against Community on the play.
So maybe Wimley there on the tackle. That was on the far side of the field, so sort of hard to get a good look at that. As we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first. Scoreless here in Lynchburg. Moore County, though, threatening 1st and 10. Second time this afternoon that they've been in the red zone.
The good news is the sun's going down and we're starting to be able to see a little bit.
Exactly.
As we go that way.
Will be a huge help if that will go down. So Sheriff in the shotgun formation, hands off directly to Smith on that left side, and Hardin meets him and drops him at the line.
Handoff goes to number 4, Tucker Smith. Stop made on the play by number 7, Hardin.
So Gunnar Hardin with the tackle, and that was maybe a pickup of 1. So we'll call it 2nd and 9. The ball resting at the 17. 3:30 to go here in the first quarter. As Community's defense so far has been bending a little bit, but they have not broken.
And that's what we got to do.
Bad snap, low one to Sheriff. He's able to contain it. Now he's going to roll out to the right. A little bit of pressure. Now throws back across the field. That's complete. Or did he drop it? Did he hang on to that?
He did catch it.
So Holt makes the catch. So that will move the chains, as that was an excellent job of Sheriff keeping his composure as he rolled out to the right, found the open man. And now I believe it is going to be 1st and goal for Moore County. So the ball resting at the 5-yard line, 2:50 to go here in the first.
From the 5.
Handoff to number 4, Tucker Smith.
So Tucker Smith takes the handoff on the right side. My apologies, as I was tinkering with something here with the equipment. So Smith is on the board, and Moore County leads at 6-0. So Jax Ross will come on for the extra point attempt. Again, 2:35 to go here in the first, and now you have to sort of, after Moore County cashed in, you second guess the decisions from earlier. Oh, and a bad snap. He's going to have to roll out to the right. A fire plate. He's going to be dropped. So Wimley able to make the tackle on number 3 as Weston Byram, the backup quarterback. He's the holder. He could not handle it. Rolled out to the right. Had all sorts of trouble. Had no teammate to throw to. And that could be a huge factor in a close game down the stretch. Moore County cashes in. They lead at 6-0. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Community Football on the Ball Network. So welcome back in. Lynchburg, Tennessee, Moore County on the second drive of the evening, taking the 6-0 lead.
This is number 8, Bogle. Number 10, Pasquitz. And number 12, Wimber.
And the extra point, due to a bad snap, was unsuccessful. So we'll see if that plays a role later on in the game, as Ross is set to kick this thing back to either Bogle, Wimley, and I think it's Pasquitz there on the far side, and it is going to go to Wimley, and he'll field it inside the 20, and he'll take off to the middle of the field, and he's able to elude one man, but finally wrapped up as it looks like the tackle was made by number 3, Weston Byram. But not bad field position for Community.
On the return for the Vikings. Stop made for the Raiders by number 3, Weston Byram, and number 11, Ty Smith.
So let's see what Community has in store for the second offensive drive of the evening as they trail 6-0, 2:27 to go here in the first. As Caden Hensel will bring the troops out. And very conservative on the first drive, but again, the veer can be an offense where you are trying to set things up as you go along, very similar to the wing tee. So Hensel under center, and he's going to keep it, and he's going to roll out. Decent read there, as he may have picked up one or two. And
Number 4, Hensel on the quarterback keeper for the Vikings.
he's trying to see.
Big stop made on the play by number 54, Hunter.
Looked like it was number 72 there, Easton Brown. A little slow to get up.
Yards on the field. It'll be second
And
down.
now the officials are going to call a timeout, and they are going to run out there and take a look at Brown.
This is not what we need because we're short on linemen anyway.
Indeed, and he got the start tonight at left guard. So we'll see who they plug and play with here. It very well could be Owen Lamaster, the freshman.
Applause for number 72, Easton.
Also,
As he makes his way to
one note, we could see Elsner. He has played offensive line as well as running back, so sometimes that 44, he'll trade it in. And as soon as I say that, he's coming over to the sideline. Let's see if they're going to make a jersey swap here or just throw one over. I know back in the day we'd have one made with Velcro.
and 8 for the
And
Vikings.
he's going to swap unis as 44 is about to slip one on, and I'll try to keep the roster updated. But meanwhile, 2nd and 8 as Hensel had a run there of 2 yards. 2 men lined up in the backfield with him, and I thought someone may have moved. Let's see what the call is. There is a flag down, thrown at roughly the 50-yard line.
Penalty flag against the Vikings on the field.
And I was waiting to see the official motion something, and I never did catch that.
Delay of game. It'll
Oh,
start
so a
second
delay of
down
game,
and
which makes
13
sense since we were having to swap in and out offensive linemen. And now it looks like Eli Maldonado will run back out there for Community. He got the start and then came off for a play. So 2nd and 13, the ball resting at the 30 as we are almost at the 2-minute mark here in the first.
So 44 will turn into 59 now with the uniform change. He's not went in yet, but
Okay, so Elsner.
here he goes. He's coming
Indeed,
in
yes.
now.
So 44 now will be 59. As again, we have some issues up front. And that's tough. You know, we're a young bunch, and then when you have an injury this
Timeout
early,
on the field. Community.
and Community is going to go ahead and burn a timeout, that's probably smart. You've got to get your wits about you. You don't want this thing to get away from you early. 2:03 to go here in the first. It's 6-0 as Community takes a timeout. We'll take a quick break with them. You're watching Community Viking football on the Ball Network.
is the Ball Network.
So, welcome back in Lynchburg, Tennessee. We thank everyone for watching the Ball Network on YouTube. As we have 2:03 to go here in the first, 2nd and 13 facing Community, who just burned their first time out, hopefully getting things settled in. Hensel, handoff up the gut, and Harden did not have much room there, as I believe that is Gunnar Harden that got the carry, yes. And I would say probably no gain. We'll call it 3rd and 13. So last year, situation that we got in often, 3rd and long, and it's just hard to convert those.
Put ourselves in a bad spot here in 3rd and 13.
So, of course, Tidwell did mention that he did not want to pass very often, but I would think in a 3rd and 13 situation we may see our first pass of the game here. Hensel under center, 2 men in the backfield along with him. As Hensel looking, throws, and he overshot Wimley, the intended receiver. So it'll be 4th and 13. Clock will stop with 1:15 to go here in the first.
It'll be 4th down for the Vikings.
And the Vikings will have to punt for the second time this evening. Of course, the first time they attempted a fake. I would assume that Yancey will try to get this one away, as we have played a competitive first quarter. And I'd love to see us flip field position. The young man is very capable of doing that, as he did it numerous times last year. And they're going to have to run somebody off late. This is Elsner trying to get off the field. Still 10 seconds on the play clock. Jarrett Yancey back to punt it. And it is going to be taken at the 40 to the 45. This is Castile to the 50 to the 45. And he's along the other sideline, and he is in Community territory. As again, the freshman Castile has got excellent wheels. Coach White could not brag on him enough. So he does his job, fills it cleanly, and gets it over into Community territory.
Wembley ran right past him.
So the third time this afternoon that Community's been able, Moore County's been able to have good field position.
And help me wish Miss Penny Ivy a happy 9th birthday.
So 1:04 to go here in the first, as the ball is resting at the Community 44-yard line. Each time, Moore County's had a little bit of difficulty with flags being an issue. As the man goes in motion, he'll get the handoff, comes across, and that's going to be to the 40, to the 35. This is Castile fumbles the ball. It is fumbled and picked up by Wimley. Wimley's got it as Castile coughed it up, and he's still trying to get around the corner.
Fumble on the play is recovered by number 12, Wimley, bumped out of bounds by number 26.
So Wimley able to pick that one up as Castile coughed it up.
Will take over the football, 1st down and 10.
So we take advantage of the break. My apologies, I was not able to see who it was that made the contact that caused the fumble. But we will gladly take it as Castile gives that one up at around the 25. Well, actually, he fumbled it at the 30, and Wimley was trying to reach the sideline and get to the outside and was simply just brought down. Probably a loss of 5 there, so they'll mark it at the 25.
Appears that he's probably cramping up a little bit on the sidelines. I'm hoping that's all that it is.
Yeah, he is going to play a major role, on both sides of the ball, so we definitely need that young man. As Hensel under center, and then he's going to run this veer over to our side, run it to the right, and a good stiff arm, and that was an excellent job as the tackle is made by number 12, that one being Kaysen Ferrara. But I tell you, it was almost like Hensel sort of put the lick on him.
Exactly.
Number 12, Kaysen Ferrara. Gain of 7 yards on the
So
play.
Hensel with a good job. Obviously, you don't block the end on that, and he was reading it all the way, and Hensel able to take advantage and get to the outside. 2nd and 3. Big pickup of 7 for Caden Hensel. And the only thing that always worries me anytime you run something like the veer, the triple option, anything like that, it is going to have some wear and tear on your quarterback. Wimley would actually get to see some action as he's listed as the backup quarterback. But right now over there trying to fight off some cramps. That didn't look right from the get-go. That should be intentional grounding. I do not see a flag yet.
Pass is fired out of bounds.
Tell me, Sean, how that was not intentional grounding.
I have no idea because he was still
For Community.
inside the pocket.
I thought he was in the pocket, and that was not across the line of scrimmage, and there was not a soul in a white jersey unless you count the ones on the sideline. But I'm all in favor of not calling something against us. So it'll simply remain 3rd and 3. This is very manageable. The ball resting at the 32, 34 seconds to go here in the first. And we have got to pick this thing up.
I'll be honest with you. If we're not going to throw it, which I don't have a problem with that at all, you know, I'd like to see Wembley in the backfield and get him the touches that he can get.
That's an excellent point that I thought of, and I'm not going to question any of the coaches at this point early in the season, but Wembley is a special young man. You've got to get the ball in his hands, get him in space. But I think, mark my words, before the night's over with, we'll see him in the backfield. He'll be lined up along with maybe Elsner or Harden. And
I promise you they know what they're doing a whole lot more than I would. I just see an athlete. That's what I see.
Exactly. I always say that's the reason I'm up here and not down there. So 3rd and 3. And Wembley back in there. And they're going to pitch to Wembley, the one that we just mentioned. He's got to get upfield, get north and south, young man. And I believe he's going to be short. Does he have it?
Goes to number 12, Wembley. Stop made on the play by number 66, Colby Williams.
It was
got it.
3rd and 3, and it is first down, Community.
Run is good for a Viking first
25 seconds, and they have not started the play clock yet, Sean. I would let this run out.
Just let it run.
I would let it run to the end of the first. And I'm sure that's what Tidwell will do, as they are going to go to the line, but I don't know that I would run a play here. You've got Caden Hensel under center. Now there's 5 seconds, and they do snap it. Handoff, and that one not going to be much as he's met at the line of scrimmage, that being Hardison on the tackle. Harden was the man on the carry for the purple and gold. So we have played one here in Lynchburg as Moore County strikes first. They lead at 6-0. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the first.
Welcome back, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Second quarter about to get underway as Moore County leads this one 6-0. As Community has the football, they gave Harden a gain of 1 on that last carry before the clock expired, so it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Vikings. Harden rolling out this way. Going to look to throw, back to pass, throws across the body, and that is incomplete. It overshot an intended receiver
On the field.
as Wembley was trying to get open, and it was, I believe, Smith and Castile in coverage. There is a flag down. Let's see if it's going to be holding, depending on where it was thrown back
It's
there.
in the backfield.
So I would assume it's going to be against us. Although I thought they tugged a little bit on Wembley's jersey, but that's not going to get called.
That's on the opposite side.
Yeah, the flag is on the far side of the
False
field.
start is the call on the field against Community.
So false start, yet they let the play
It'll be
run.
2nd down and 14 on the field.
I would have understood if it was some kind of illegal motion penalty, but normally a false start is a dead ball foul, and you wouldn't have ran the play. But regardless, They'll march it off, and we'll have 2nd and 14. The ball resting at the community 32-yard line. Just underway here in the second quarter, 11:55 to go in this one to be exact until the halftime break. 6-0 Moore County leads it. So community comes to the line. Jaden Lamb at tight end in there for the first time this evening, as that's a nice pass, and it is complete. So Hensel tosses it out there to number 9, that being Austin Schultz. So the sophomore wide receiver gets his first grab of the afternoon.
Be 3rd and 10.
So at least you got it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Right.
So 3rd and 10, the ball at the 37 of community. And now some late minute substitution as Schultz, who just made the catch, will run off, and Paskowitz will come back on. They're going to have to hustle. 10 seconds on the play clock as Hensel's going to have to get them to the line. 3rd and 9 as they're trying to rush up there. And he got it off just in time. Back to pass, going to throw long downfield, and it is overshot. Wimley, again, the intended receiver. He drew double coverage, but the pass by Hensel overshot all 3 bodies. So that'll bring up 4th and 9. The ball still at the 37, and Yancey will have to punt it away.
I was surprised they didn't call movement on the line again. I saw a little movement.
It was close. Movement could have been a delay of game. I mean, they snapped it right with no time left on the clock. So multiple things, I believe, could have been called.
But not
there.
a bad job getting to the line with under 5 seconds to go and getting the snap off.
Indeed, good job.
We just got to get there quicker.
Those snaps a little high, but Yancey able to take it, gets that punt away. Castile back to take it, and he's got it on that far sideline around the 30 and breaks a couple of tackles, but finally is brought down. And I believe it was number 3, Braxton Stacy was over there, along with a host of Vikings.
Schultz and number 12, Wimley for the Vikings. It'll be Raider football, 1st down and 10.
So for this drive, Moore County does not start out in community territory. So a good job of Jarrett Yancey to flip the field. And let's see if the purple and gold defense can hold strong again. Our score with 10:47 to go until halftime. Moore County leads it 6-0. Community does run a man on the field. That's Schultz. They run him on late, so I hope we're aligned correctly. Looks like a lot of confusion. There's going to be a screen over to the far side, and that's going to easily be a pickup of 9 or 10. I believe he's got enough for the first down. There was all kinds of confusion on both sides of the ball, both for Moore County and community. So the flag down very well could be on them. It could be motion.
Holding.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that as well. I'm just glad it went to that far side because over here nearest to us, it looks like we were not set. Looked like a little bit of confusion between Schultz. And I was trying to get my eyes on the other gentleman, Strayhorn. My apologies. So regardless, 1st and 20, 10:36 to go here in the first half as Sheriff's in the shotgun formation as he's got the back lined up right beside him, and he'll give handoff to the man in motion coming across, and he is upended as that tackle is made by Gunnar Harden. Again, you'll hear his name called several times tonight. Loves to put his nose in the action.
Stop made by number 7, Harden for the Vikings.
So 10 minutes to go here until half. It is 2nd and 10, so they were able to get back the penalty yardage. So we're back to the original line of scrimmage for Moore County.
For a 2nd down and 10 on the field.
So the back off to the right. And they try a little slip screen, although there was nobody out there in front of him blocking, but a good job of eluding a couple of tacklers as Harden cleans it up again. But unfortunately, it was way downfield. They needed 10. They picked up about 8. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Harden for the Vikings.
Probably 4 down territory, so that not necessarily going to have to throw the football here, but they like to throw it. They like to screen a bunch.
They do out of the spread. Coach White said we will predominantly run it, but we will use the short passing game sort of as the running game as well, if you will. So 3rd and 2, the ball resting at the Moore County 43 as we approach the 9-minute mark. Handoff goes to Smith. He's got the first down on the left side as he's breaking several tackles. He gets into community territory. The ball going to be at the 47, I would say. So a good run by Smith. And Strayhorn was the one to come up there and stick his nose in it and make the tackle. So they'll bump it back officially to the 48, but again, Moore County in community territory. As Moore County sets things up, as number 18, Embry, will bring the play in to the other freshman, that being Sheriff, and he's in the shotgun. And now did Coach Tidwell ask for his second timeout? He has. So community will take a timeout. 8:40 to go here until halftime. Moore County leads at 6-0. You're watching Community Viking football on the Ball Network.
This is the Ball Network.
So welcome back in. 1st and 10, the ball at the 48. Sheriff back to pass, a little swing screen over there out in the flats, and an excellent job as he breaks a couple of tackles as he is close to the 30. It depends on where they mark him out. I think he is inside the 30 at the 29. Tucker Smith, I tell you, Sean, he's been sort of a one-man wrecking crew for the Columbia Blue.
He certainly has.
So Smith able to move the chains, as now they are going to back it up exactly on the 30 of community. So this is a big, big defensive drive here for the purple and gold. Can they come up with some sort of stop as they have everybody in tight for this one, as they have a bunch set off to the left. Sheriff in the shotgun formation. He'll hand up. No, he keeps it. Good read by him as he will slide down and simply took what he could get, picked up about 4. So good job by the freshman.
Austin Sheriff on the quarterback keeper. Stop made by number 11, Strayhorn for the Vikings.
Just taking, what they give them there.
And it was a good read. I mean, they were reading the defense. They crashed in on Smith, so Sheriff tucked it, kept it himself, picked up 4, slid, didn't take, any kind of beating on that. Now they're going to back it up and say only got a gain of 3, but regardless, pretty good play there by the freshman.
I'm assuming what they've done now is made it where you start to go down or slide.
As Sheriff back to pass, looking across the middle, that is complete, as there was a little bit of a rub route as Wimley makes the tackle, but a good catch. Excellent route. I believe that might be Memphis Foster. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the young man that just transferred in from Winchester Christian. They didn't even have football there. But Coach White wasn't sure if he'd be able to catch him up to speed in time for him to make an appearance in this game, but said that he had good speed, and he showed it there. That was an excellent, excellent route running, as it was a crossing route, a little bit of a rub route. And Foster able to get open. Sheriff found him. And it will be 1st and goal again for Moore County. And looks to be a timeout called by the Blue. Yes. So timeout will be called by Lynchburg. 7:33 until halftime. They've got it 1st and goal. The ball resting at the 5. You're watching Community Viking football on the Ball Network. So welcome back in. 7:33 to go until halftime, but Moore County is threatening. Handoff. Going to go to Smith, and he's going to crash his way forward. Is he short? I believe so.
Not by much, though.
Tucker Smith. Stop made on the play by number 55, Ashwander for the Vikings.
So I'm waiting to see officially where it's at. It looks like it's maybe at the 2-yard line. It's got to be close there. So a pickup of 3. So Ashwander, a good tackle up front. Let's see if that defensive line can hold as it brings up 2nd and goal from the 2. Handoff. Hardison's going to take it outside wide, and he is in. Touchdown, Moore County.
Handoff on the play to number 44.
So number 44, the junior, Drew Hardison, instead of taking it up the gut, they go outside, and they find the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. They lead at 12-0. So let's see if they will try to even things back up by going for 2, or if they'll simply elect to go for the extra point. I would think, in my opinion, it's too early to chase. I don't like chasing points early. That's just my philosophy. And it looks like that's what Coach White will go with as well, as Jax Ross will come on to attempt the extra point. See if they can get the snap this time. They do. And that one is up, and it is no good. It is no good. So they have missed both extra points. A bad snap on the first one. This one, the snap was not the problem, but Ross just could not knock it through the uprights. So 12-0. Moore County leads it. We'll take a quick break as Community will come back with the ball here in just a moment. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network.
This is the Ball Network.
So welcome back in. 2nd quarter, 6:53 to go here until halftime. So Moore County on the board for the 2nd time this evening as they lead at 12-0. They've had some miscues in special teams. So Jax Ross will be the young man to kick off for the Columbia Blue. And would love to cut into this deficit. This is going to be a big drive for the purple and gold. Got to get something going offensively as Ross is ready to kick it off. And back to take it will be Wembley at the 10, 15 to the 20. Going to try to bounce it outside, and he is brought down. As I was trying to see who got there first, I believe it was number 40, Cody Burton. So the sophomore backup linebacker makes the tackle.
I'd like to see him turn that thing up in there and take off for the hole.
Yeah.
It's like he's waiting for something to open up. I think you just got to take off.
And that may be the freshman inexperience. The speed of the game is going to be different at the high school level. He tries to dance a little bit and get to the outside. Sometimes you just got to go north and south, get what you can get. But I would, like you referred to, I would like to see him go to the middle of the field, make a couple people miss, and then use that speed. So again, 2nd quarter as Caden Hensel was down here on the other end snoozing a little bit. He finally runs onto the field.
He was getting he had to.
Was he getting equipment adjusted?
Equipment adjustment, yes, sir.
So he's finally able to get the snap off, and they're stacked up at the front. Not much doing there. There was a host of Raiders. I'm not sure exactly who to give credit for the tackle on that one. And that's one of those things where you can't blame Harden. He had nowhere to go with it. Several blue jerseys just met him in the hole.
I mean, if there's 4 guys waiting on you, whenever you get the ball, chances are not good you're going very far.
So that will bring up 2nd and 10 as they give him no gain. Good job by the young man just getting it back to the line of scrimmage. Again, 5 seconds on the play clock. Hensel has it under center, and he's going to keep it this time. He was going to pitch, but there was nobody back there. Now the ball is loose, and I'm not sure who's on it. Several bodies,
I think
and I believe Community was able to get it back. as I think that might have been Rodriguez,
Rodriguez for the Vikings.
as that young man was injured last season and now he's not getting up.
On the field.
I would hope that that young man is okay. He went through a tough season last year. So he is down, as it's going to be 3rd and several to go, as now he's going to limp his way off. I was going to go to commercial, but the trainer's
Pause for number 2
going to get Rodriguez off and take a look at him.
as he makes his way back to his feet. As play resumes, it'll
So Hensel running the veer was off to the right side. Looked like he did a good job of reading it initially, keeping it, and then ideally it would have been nice to pitch, but there was nobody that went with him.
Looks like cramps for Rodriguez.
And let's hope that's all that it is him cramping up. So as a loss of 8 on that previous play, it'll be 3rd and 18, the ball at the 15-yard line of Sorry, I was trying to look at something on the far side. Community has the ball on their own 15, 3rd and 18, as Wembley will finally make his way out to the far right. So single receivers, and they'll roll out to the near side. Back to pass. Hensel looking, just has nowhere to go. Finally dumps it off short, and that one is complete to number 18, that being Slayton Neely.
to number 18.
So the freshman makes the catch, but just was ran out of bounds. Just
Ferguson for the Raiders.
not enough territory to work with there. So 4th and 16 as he gets a small gain.
Setting up 4th down on the field.
So the ball resting at the 17-yard line. As Strayhorn came on late, finally got lined up. I think we were set. Yancey back to punt it and gets that one out there, angles it. That's an excellent job, as it's not going to be able to be fielded. And it goes out of bounds
Punt goes out of bounds.
along midfield. I think they'll mark it out at around the 49.
49-yard line.
So a 30-plus yard punt there by Jared Yancey. I'm not a mathematician, so quick math there, but not a bad job of Yancey just trying his best to get that thing out of there, so at least make Moore County work. And this, in my opinion, will be the biggest drive of the first half. It's 12-0. Moore County leads. Obviously, the game is not gone exactly the way that we had wanted, but this is very manageable, but you don't want to let it get away here.
We keep them out of the end zone here, get the ball, start the second half. You give yourself a chance.
So Sheriff, little pass to the flats. There was a missed tackle initially. They pick up about 4.
Pass goes complete to number 1, Casey
So Castile again on the catch.
Stop made on the play by number
A lot of
59,
freshmen playing in this
Thomas for the
contest. A lot of young men playing their first high school game and growing up quickly.
The only way you're going to get better at this level is to play.
And that indeed is true.
Gain of 3 yards.
You can practice as much as you want, but seeing the actual field experience makes a world of difference, as Moore County does have the football. Now they're just going to give them a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Under 4 minutes to go, man goes in motion, and they're going to give it to that man as the tackle is made right at the 40-yard line as the pads were popping, and that was Harden again, along with number 6, Collier.
On the play by number 7, Harden.
So a situation here where community, this is probably, though, 2-down territory for Moore County, so you're going to have to get a couple of stops here. But it is 3rd and 2.
Wrap them up in the backfield and make it a little bit more difficult, hopefully.
I'm making Braylee's job difficult because I'm not keeping the screen up for her camera. I apologize there. There's the pitch off to the left side. Smith tries to cut it back, and that should have been a mistake. He couldn't be brought down by Paskowitz, and now going to break it outside to the left. Has the first down by plenty, and we may have gotten him hit late out of bounds as a flag thrown on the far side. We'll see what that's about. I would gladly take a hold if we could get it.
I think it's going to be Wembley on a late hit.
Plus a late hit on the play.
Yeah, the freshman,
15 extra yards for the Raiders.
I believe, was the one that got in there late, and he's going to have to learn to put the brakes on that.
First down on the field.
As now that is really going to sway things, as he had already picked up the first down on an excellent run. Paskowitz had an opportunity to make a tackle in the backfield, just could not bring him down. Thought I was going to be able to say Smith cutting it back against the grain going in the middle was going to work against him, but unfortunately for us it did not, as he was able to elude the man, break the tackle, and get to the outside. So 1st and 10, the ball now marked at the 13-yard line. Man goes in motion out from left to right. Sheriff was looking to swing it to him, and now Sheriff's going to take off himself, and the tackle is made by number 55, number 55, Miles Ashwander.
Stop is made by number 55, Ashwander for Community.
As Sheriff really didn't have anything that he could do there other than just tuck it and run and get what he can.
A gain of 5 yards by Sheriff.
So 2nd and 5.
And 5 on the field.
Again, the score, it is actually 12-0. I apologize. I'm the one snoozing on this scoreboard as I did not update that, so my apologies for those watching at home. It is 12-0 here in the second. And in the backfield, the man is able to squirt free, as it looks like maybe Bogle or Schultz was there on the tackle on the stop for Community.
Handoff to number 3, Weston Byram on the play.
So it's interesting that they have Byram in there. Byram in the role of backup quarterback, but he is quite the athlete, so they, according to Coach White, will use him in different positions. So here we go, a big down for the Vikings as it is 3rd and 1. Schultz in that shotgun. Low snap, the ball is loose, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. We'll take it. So Byram could not handle that one.
Stop made on the play by number 7, Harden for the Vikings.
And I don't even have to tell you who was there to make the tackle, as Harden has just been all over the place. The sophomore has been tremendous, and I believe Moore County will burn a timeout and decide what they want to do here. It'll be 4th and 3. When we come back, will we see Jax Ross or will they go for it? It's 12-0. Moore County has a decision to make. We'll take the timeout. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network.
This is the Ball Network.
On the field.
So it's 4th and 3, and Moore County elects to go for it, which we figured that they would. Sheriff in the shotgun formation, another low snap, handoff, and he's met at the line. He's stacked up. I do not know. I don't believe he got it.
Handoff up the middle to number 4, Tucker Smith.
Smith was churning. Rodriguez met him at the line, and he did not make it.
Football will go over.
So a big time stop as Community slams the door.
First down.
And that's exactly what we needed. 1:08 to go here until halftime. A little bit of momentum there. Be nice if we could pick up a few yards here and punch something in before the half.
Well, that's part one, stop them from scoring before the half. Now, if we can not turn it over and possibly go down in the last minute, have a big play here. But the key is not to turn it over, get the ball to start the second half and, give ourselves a chance.
And that is another key to this. We do get the kickoff, or we do receive as Hensel slips and falls, and the ball is loose, and I believe Moore County has recovered in the end zone. It's touchdown Raiders. Just as you mentioned, you just did not want to turn the football over, and something happened there as Hensel stumbled out of there. And from my viewpoint, I could not tell if he was even able to get the handoff off.
Big man, number 53.
But I know that Deacon Lyles was in there, the senior for Moore County. He may have been the one that recovered it. I am not sure, but that's going to make it 18-0 after a huge defensive stand by the purple and gold. That is heartbreaking.
It's a backbreaker, really.
As I was about to say, it would have been nice for the what I call the daily double if we could have scored, and then you get it back again to open the second half. But
they're going for 2.
Sheriff back to pass, rolling out to the right. He's going to tuck it in, run, and I do not know. Yes, he did. He got across.
Number 21, Austin Sheriff.
So Sheriff picks up the 2-point conversion.
Raiders.
Not sure maybe why you go for it at this point, but they've been unsuccessful the 2 previous times, so maybe that's the thinking behind Coach White's decision-making. But that makes the score 20-0 with 1:02 to go until the half. And instead of going to the break, we'll just stay with it here. Again, the previous drive, Rodriguez comes up in the hole, makes the stop. Couldn't have done, I mean, that was textbook. The way he filled the hole, made the tackle, dropped him for the loss, and then to have that happen, that you said it, heartbreaking.
Deacon Lyles 2-point conversion is good. Your score is Moore County 20, Community 0.
So Moore County leads it 20-0. Second quarter, 1:02 to go here until the halftime break. And I can't say enough about Community's defense. They've played well. They've kept Community in it thus far. But the offense
what year
has got
is Harden?
Harden is only a sophomore.
I mean,
And he had a lot of playing time last year as a freshman. So Jax Ross will kick it off for Moore County. Again, 1:02 to go here until the halftime break. And let's see if it'll end up into the hands of Paskowitz. His knee apparently was not down as he's got it to the 30. He's across the 35, so not bad field position for Community. But you've only got 56 seconds and 1 timeout.
I don't think you can afford to take a knee and go to the locker room in this situation because you're down 3 touchdowns. So you just, I think you go for it here. You go for
Well,
it.
I think you try to get something because you do have a young squad. You're trying to build some momentum. Technically, you could because Moore County, I believe, only has 1 timeout remaining themselves. I could be wrong on that. They may have 2. But they'd be hard-pressed to mathematically get this thing back. So let's see. And I don't think that Moore County would use their timeouts anyways. They're not in that type of situation. So 20-0 is the score as Hensel under center. And came out of there a little funky, but he's going to keep it. He's across the 40 to the 45, gets a nice block by Wimley. So we are actually over into Moore County territory, the ball at the 49.
Chased out of bounds by number 1, Kaysen Castile.
So Castile made the tackle, but good job by Wimley to try to put a body on a body and break Hensel free.
For a Viking first down on the field.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off
No,
there, Sean.
I mean, that was just a nice play. I mean, you're not going to get it all back at one time, but that's definitely a good start.
Well, I'd love to see a positive play again. Let's get something going because we will have the ball first to open the second half. So let's get a little bit of flow going here. Hensel, nice read, going to keep it, going to have to cut it up, and he does across the 45. So another, well, we've got as soon as I was about to say another good gain, some laundry comes in, and it's in the backfield.
Number 4, Hensel stopped on the play by number 1, Kaysen Castile, and number 54, Hunter Travis for the Raiders.
So Travis was the man that came up and stuck him, but I think we're going to have to hold on as the officials having a discussion at midfield. And I'm still waiting. The flag being picked up.
He's picking it up.
He's picking it up, so we'll take it. So Hensel's gain is good. He picked up about 5 or 6 on that one. Again, 41 seconds remaining here until halftime, as Community still has 1 timeout remaining.
I thought he threw it awful late for it to be a hold, because the play was nearly over when he threw the flag.
And that's a good point. One thing I do not understand is 30 seconds, and we are taking our sweet time, and we've let 15 seconds tick off this thing. As finally a handoff, and that one just goes simply off center, between the center and the guard, and now the last timeout will be burned, as Tidwell will call him over, but precious seconds ticked off while we were simply just trying to make our way to the line and get lined up. So a good gain by Bogle, as it will be 3rd and short, but the bigger issue is you've only got 15 seconds to work with and you have no timeouts. So if you're opening up your playbook here, 15 seconds. 3rd and 1 is a moot point.
Well, I mean, take a shot.
I think you got to sling it. I would think that you would put Wimley somewhere outside along with possibly Paskowitz and some of the other. Schultz, good hands, Collier, Lamb. So you've got some receivers.
I mean, he's definitely got a size advantage.
He is a big freshman. I was able to meet him last night when I went to talk with Coach Tidwell, and he's bigger than what I thought just seeing him from the stands. Sizable young man and only a freshman, my goodness. So Hensel back to pass, going to air it out long, and he is looking for Wimley, who makes the catch. He's out of bounds. It only took 4 seconds. Well, now little home cooking over there is going to run 3 more off. The clock, I'm not kidding you, it was at 11 seconds when he fell out of bounds, and then all of a sudden it jumped to 8.
It's probably the same people running the clock that was running it when you was playing down here.
I would not doubt that.
None.
If it's a Cashin or a Logan or a Fanning.
The Fannings are the worst. There's no doubt. I'm kidding. I know a lot of them, but
8 seconds as Hensel will get his troops ready. No timeouts. 20-0 the score. Hensel back to pass. Going to look. Throws for the end zone. He's got Wimley, but it is thrown inside of him and intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone. 2 seconds remain.
Well, there was 2 seconds.
Pass is intercepted by number 1.
So Castile, the freshman, makes the pick as it was thrown to the inside of Wimley. He really didn't have a shot at it, but that's all you could do. And kudos to us for just getting downfield and having a shot at it.
Our guys are running off the field. I think they're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock.
There was 2 seconds left.
There it comes.
And I believe Moore County should get a play here. Now, I would say they would take it to a knee anyways. Well, now they're just going to let the 2 seconds tick off.
I guarantee you if Matt McCurry was coaching down here, they'd have run a play. There ain't no doubt in my mind. They'd have probably tried to run it for 80 yards for a touchdown. Mac was my guy.
I would say that I'm speechless, but I played for Mac, and I would say you're probably correct on that. We were all gas and no brakes, and if there was time left, I do remember fondly a game here where Columbia Academy came in and took a beating of 75-6. A lot of backups played in that game, and you can't ask the ones that have practiced hard all week to come in and not play their hardest. So I've seen some get out of hand, and I've seen plays ran with just a few seconds left on the clock. So you're accurate in that assumption, I would say. So we are at the halftime break. Moore County leads this one 20-0. We're going to take probably about a 10-minute break, and then we're going to come back with a few stats, and then we'll get you ready for the second half as Community will be receiving. So again, your score from Lynchburg at the half. Moore County leads it 20-0. You're watching Community Viking football on the Ball Network. Mr. Bill Knowles. And, of course, this is unofficial, but passing from Sheriff, looks like he had 8 passes, so he was 6 for 8, so not a bad completion percentage, but it was only for 46 yards. Meanwhile, Moore County had 19 carries for 137 yards. Of course, Tucker Smith, the bell cow for Moore County. And for Community, rushing-wise, I believe they had 14 attempts, and it looks like 48 yards was the total there. Of course, the bulk of it came on that last drive by Caden Hensel and company. As far as the passing, I believe he was 2 for 6. And, of course, he did have the 1 interception there to end the first half. Passing yards was only 28. So, again, those are unofficial numbers, but we do thank Bill Knowles, my father, for tagging along, as he normally tries to give us some idea of how the first half went stats-wise. And second half, I'm going to let him rest and let him off the hook. We don't really recap much at the end of the ball game. We have a lot of equipment to tear down, so we try to get out as quickly as we can. And, of course, this being an away game, we're not too far from home. Actually, I'm closer to home than my compatriots here, but having a young lady student, again, Braylee Whitehead, running the camera, I thank her for joining us, and I want her to get home as quickly as possible and get home safe and sound. So, again, we won't recap anything at the end of the ball game, as Moore County has made their way back on the field. As I am in our makeshift booth here on the away side, I am sitting here by myself, so hoping Braylee comes back. I do see her. I'm just joking. I see her in front of me down here. And, of course, we have Mr. Sean DeJan Felice, who is over to my right. And this gentleman could run for mayor, as he knows everybody here that's wearing purple and gold. So he's making his way around the stands, and he's shaking hands and kissing babies, and he may very well be running for office. But, again, we're at the half. They've added a few minutes to the clock to give the teams a little bit longer to warm up, as obviously the sun has gone down and getting a little bit cooler, but it feels great. It's football weather. Hallelujah, it's football time in Tennessee as we have the high school season underway. And Community has finally made their way down to the far side of the field, and they're going to get stretched here hopefully in the next 2.5 minutes. So, again, we are at the half. Moore County with a 20-0 lead, as it was 12-0 as it looked like the half was about to close, and unfortunately a miscommunication with the Veer, and having some conversations off camera with my father and talking to Sean as well. You know, the Veer is one of those offenses that's just like the wing tee. It's a lot of repetition. You've got to get the timing down with your compatriots, and it looked like on that play there was just a miscommunication, and Hensel not able to handle it. And unfortunately, that ball found its way into the end zone. I believe it was Deacon Lyles, the big man for Moore County, that got on top of that one. Made it 18-0, and then, of course, they went for 2, and Sheriff, the quarterback, called his own number and ran it into the end zone for the successful 2-point conversion. So 20-0 is the score at the half. Community will be receiving. Got about a minute and a half until kickoff, so we'll take one more quick break, and then we'll be back to kick off the second half. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network.
is the Ball Network.
So welcome back in Lynchburg, Tennessee, where Jax Ross is getting ready to kick it off as Community will receive here in the second half. As the Vikings find themselves down 20-0. And I don't want to take the moral victories, but last year, different situation, didn't find ourselves in this particular situation very often. So 20-0 the score. We'll take it for now, but hopefully these boys are not content as we want to get things rolling.
I don't think we're content. I mean, you take away 2 or 3 plays, and we played a pretty decent first half, especially defensively.
And that is true as Ross gets that one off to Wembley. Wembley takes it at the 15 to the 20 to the 25, and he is going to be shoved out of bounds as a flag comes in late. And we'll see who that is going to be on, as the tackle was made by number 40, Cody Burton. That young man, couple of tackles on special teams thus far, so kudos to him as he's making the most of his time on special teams. Has Burton listed as a sophomore. So now some discussion from the officials.
I believe the penalty's on Moore County, and we're trying to decide whether we want to take it or re-kick. I could be wrong. I've been known to be.
Well, I would have a tendency to agree with you. So that is going to be called on Moore County, so that is unsportsmanlike conduct. So something was said. Wembley was shoved out of bounds by Burton along with a couple of other Raiders, and something was said, I believe, because that definitely was not a late hit by no means, as I believe that would have been signaled as a personal foul anyway. So unsportsmanlike conduct on the Raiders. And that should push this thing out
Penalty is against the Raiders
close to the 40, I believe the 42.
It'll be Community Football, first down and 10.
We're going to try to give away a couple of tickets to the Eagleville game. Is that next week? Is that the Eagleville game?
Yes, sir.
We're going to try to give away a couple of tickets. We'll talk about how we're going to go about doing that here during a timeout, or sometimes when we have an opportunity to let you know how we're going to do this.
That sounds awesome. So opening the drive at the 42. Hensel's going to call his own number, and a good job there up the middle. He's just short of the 50, but, man, what a tackle by the big man. Might have been Deacon No, that's number 56. So Alex Lynch made the tackle and rolled over him. So Hensel looks to be no worse for the wear as he pops up. Picks up 7 yards on that one. It'll be 2nd and 3.
I hope we can keep some of these young kids together for 3-4 years, because I think that's what it's going to take, is have them stick around.
And a nice handoff there, goes up the gut, and he's got the first down as the handoff goes to number 2, Adriel Rodriguez.
I feel like we're well coached.
And as Moore County,
I think we've
they got a man down.
Up.
They do. No, you make an excellent point, and if there's kids watching, which I don't know if we have anyone watching, but hopefully we do, but if you're watching, Community's just got to have a few kids stick together and get this thing turned around. And they've got some pieces on this team, and we've got some, quite frankly, we got kids in the hallway that could be on this team that could help us. And that's what it's going to take. We're going to have to get everybody on the same page and, just make it a point that we're going to get this thing turned around.
I mean, I think that's what has to happen. I think, when you have I don't think it's a culture of losing. I just think it's just a lack of being able to put something together on a consistent basis. When kids say, well, I don't want to play anymore because of this, if we can ever get the kids to stay out.
And that's an excellent keep by Hensel. Good job there. That's exactly how the Veers ran. They came up. They were going to run through that A gap. The defender was right on him. Hensel, good decision making. I mean, that's what you've got to have.
I mean, you got a sophomore doing this right now. How good could that kid be in 2 years?
Indeed, you've got to keep them in the system, and like you said, keep this bunch together, add a few pieces. But a good gain there by Hensel. Excellent read, makes it 2nd and 5, and you're staying in manageable down and distance, and that's another big difference from what we saw last season. So Hensel under center again, 2 backs with him, back to pass, going to get it over to Wimley, makes the catch, yes sir, and that is a first down. So a catch by the freshman. And that's going to be a great job of keeping the Moore County defense honest if we can pass just enough. So Wimley makes the grab, gets across the chains, and 2 consecutive first downs. So keeping the drive alive, and we're putting something together here. The ball is at the 33-yard line, just under 10 minutes to go here in the third. Plenty of time for the purple and gold as Hensel under center, 2-man in the backfield with him. Handoff, and he was met as that one should have been given to Rodriguez if possible. But again, it's going to take time to run the veer and get used to the reads as Moore County has another gentleman down. Looks like it could be Jack Bateman, but I'm not sure.
Official timeout on the field.
I mean, that's the thing about the veer is it's not an easy offense to run. But if these kids stick around and they run it, they're not doing a bad job with it on this particular drive.
Exactly.
They've got the rest of the year to get better with it.
The veer simply takes repetition. You've got to get in the system and just run it and run it and run it and run it. Like I said, similar to the wing tee, something that I was accustomed to. I remember running. I can still tell you what my responsibilities are on our 6 basic plays. To this day, it's ingrained in you. I remember running one practice 47 sweep 100 times. We had a trainer that kept count, and that's what it takes. We can run it in our sleep, and hopefully community can get to that point where
I can remember Coach Cock would tell, I bet I heard him say it 50, 60 times a game, DYJ, do your job.
There you
Don't
go.
worry about doing anybody else's job.
And that's another great point. Do your responsibility, work as a team, work as a unit, and keep this thing moving. 2nd and 9. Wimley in the backfield, and he drops it. Now he's going to pick it up, and let's see if he can make anything out of this as he eludes a couple of tacklers, and he does get north and south, so he made something out of nothing because that ball was loose in the backfield. So he actually is going to gain, I'd say,
about 4
or 5 yards.
That's probably the hardest run I've seen him go north and south tonight.
True.
And, he positive yardage on it. I want to see him cut it up in there and go.
Maybe it comes with time. I'm not sure. He is a freshman, but the learning curve here is going to have to be quick because community is going to need to call on him. So 3rd and 4, the ball at the 32-yard line. We just went under 9 minutes. We're close to 8.5 here as we've got 5 seconds on the play clock. Schultz quickly trying to get off the field. He does. Back to pass. Hensel looking, complete to Wimley. Trying to come in on that slant. Eludes one tackler, and he's got enough for the first down. So they use the weapon again. They call on the freshman. He makes the grab. He gets upfield. First down, Vikings.
I like this.
So community in the red zone, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me, but in the red zone for the first time tonight.
I think so.
1st and 10 from the 15 as we approach the 8-minute mark. Paskowitz will hurry and run off. As I believe now we've got the play in. Hensel looking over the defense. Hensel on the give, and just nothing for Elsner to get. And quick whistle on the forward progress being stopped as 2 Raiders met Elsner, but the 2 Moore County players took the worst of that as one is he's up on his feet, but he is shook, and the other one is still down.
There's a fine line, and, you want to protect kids for sure.
But that was a quick whistle.
That was. And, it's easy to say when your kid's heading to the end zone.
So Jose Garcia was in on the hit. That might be the one that's still down. I believe it is. So I think they're going to have to tend to him. Well, is he attempting to roll over? I'm not sure. Yep, he's going to try to get to his feet.
So while we have a minute,
Go ahead.
Here's the deal. Dan Reed, our school board member in the district for communities, representing community in Unionville, he had 4 people that wrote in votes against him. He ran unopposed. He had 4 people that ran or that voted a write-in vote. If any of those people can get a hold of me and prove that they done that, they will get a ticket into the Eagleville game next Friday. But you've got to have proof that you done this.
That may be a tall chore.
Play resumes. It is second down.
I can't believe the guy had 4 people not like what he's done. He eats and sleeps community.
He is purple and gold, no doubt about it. So 2nd and 10, ball at the 14. Back to pass, knocked down, incomplete. And he is cramping immediately.
I could understand it if it was a beauty contest, people voting against him. I'd vote against him. But
Oh, don't pick on poor Dan.
I told him it was coming, so.
Okay, well, if he expected it, then
That means
then
we
I
had
guess
one
we'll allow
person
it.
listening. I wanted to make sure that person at least gets notified that, hey, we know you're out there and we appreciate you.
And I'm trying to get my eyes on
53 is who.
53, okay. I kept saying kept thinking I don't have a 63. So 53 again, Deacon Lyles, the big man who has collapsed over on the other sideline, cramping, I believe, in both legs. So 3rd and 10, and you're going to see that here in the season openers, as you think you're well conditioned, but you really don't find out till the second half gets underway. So we have 7 minutes. It's 3rd and 10, the ball resting at the 14-yard line. Slow down a little bit after having some momentum early on this drive as Hensel under center. And he'll fake the handoff to Rodriguez. Is going to keep it. He's got the pitch man behind him, but he's going to take it in. Touchdown! Vikings! Hensel calls his own number as he had Rodriguez running with him. He could have elected to pitch it, but he keeps it and gets in the end zone. Hallelujah. I believe the last points came last season against Richland. And it is good to see these young men get rewarded for their efforts and for their time. They are on the board. 20-6 is the score. And now we'll see Jarrett Yancey come on for the extra point attempt.
I wonder if Georgia would let us use their fight song, Glory, Glory, Hallelujah, when we score. That's the first thing. For some reason, that was the first thing I saw when we scored.
As Elsner, there's a little confusion on the PAT. Elsner was trying to get off late. I don't know if he was supposed to be in there substituting for someone or what the deal was, but he tried to get off the field late after coming on and then could not. So community having to burn a timeout there, and that might be precious come fourth quarter. But the score, 20-6. The extra points that have been missed by Moore County may play a role in this one. Obviously, on their last touchdown, they went for 2 and got it. But 20-6 is where we stand. 6:43 to go here in the third. As community has called a timeout, but we're going to hang with it right here. Obviously, tonight brought to you commercial free. And I'll just say, obviously, we didn't want to abuse our sponsors to take anything from them. All the ones that have wished me well. I will be back again next week for the Eagleville game, but that'll be the final football game probably for me, as I will be going under the knife. They think they can get this cancer thing under control that route, so we're going to try it first, and that will be the following Friday against Huntland. So I'm going to enjoy tonight. I'm going to enjoy next week, and let's see Jarrett Yancey knock this thing through. 20-6 is the score. The extra point, down, up, and it is good. So 20-7, 6:43 to go here in the third. We've got a ball game. You do not want to go away, as we'll take a quick break. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network.
is the Ball Network.
Lynchburg, Tennessee, third quarter action, just under 7 minutes, and Community is on the board. It is 20-7 as Caden Hensel, the sophomore quarterback, called his own number and found his way into the end zone. And I know I keep saying this, I'm going to beat it like a dead horse, but I keep saying this drive is the most important one. But, man, this is going to be a big drive right here for this Community defense. If they can come up with a stop and get this ball back, and we need to just keep on running that veer like we have. There's the kickoff by Yancey. Please stay in bounds. A fair catch is caught. As trying to see who it was.
I mean, to me,
So it was Embry
he
that
fair
made the
caught
catch.
that ball at the 25, was it, or the 30? I guess it was the
I
25.
think they're going to mark it somewhere in between that as they're bringing in the ball from the sideline. Officials having a little bit of a discussion, but no laundry on the field, as Moore County should have it at about the 30, I would think. They still have not placed the pigskin down. We're still waiting.
I think if he would have got out of the way and let it go out of bounds, they'd probably get better field position than that. But we'll take it.
Yeah, I seriously was worried that it was going to go out of bounds, but it was fielded by Embry, and he is a freshman, so you got to wonder, it's one of those things if he didn't know any better, but he did call for the fair catch. Now, from my viewpoint, I don't think that he tried to – I don't believe that he tried to make an attempt to run with it because the officials are still talking, because obviously after making the fair catch call, you cannot take off with it. I didn't think that he did.
I don't think he did either as far as that goes.
But they are still having a discussion at the 25-yard line, and we are still waiting. Now, they are talking to number 29, Ike Holt, or at least he's over there in the action. But I don't believe he was one of the captains. So maybe he's just a bystander there. Now the officials.
Well, Coach Tidwell was asking something.
So maybe what was in question of where he originally called for the fair catch, maybe that's what it was.
It's back at the 30.
They're going to continue to walk it back to the 20, it looks like. Or right outside the 20
It is.
line.
Yes, it is. It's right on the 20.
So regardless, 1st and 10 for Moore County. 20-7 is the score. As Sheriff has the man coming in motion, he'll hand off to that aforementioned motion man, and he's brought down. Good pickup there of 7 or 8 yards on the sweep. So Castile, the freshman, gets the carry, and he is a phenom freshman for Moore County. As Coach White expects big things out of him, spoke very highly of the freshman the other day. So when he was ran out of bounds, I thought he had a bigger gain than what he did, but it's actually 2nd and 4. So a pickup of 6 by Castile, as Smith will line up to the right of Sheriff. They've got 3 receivers to the left. They're going to try a little slip screen, and they get it to him, but he's running the wrong direction. Now he's going to take it, and there's nobody here on the backside. Finally, he is brought down at about the 35. So Foster makes the catch, but I'm not sure that's what you want there on that screen that was set up for the far side of the field, as he cuts back. Gets enough for the first down, but I can guarantee you that is not the way that it was drawn up.
Score of interest, Cascade leads Cheatham County 36-0 at halftime.
Wow. So the team in black and orange having a night. 5:25 to go here in the third quarter. 20-7 the score. Moore County with a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 for Sheriff and company. Fakes the handoff. Going to give it off to Smith as he finds his way across the 45. He is just short of midfield. And that should be enough for another first down. As Community may have a man down. And Moore County starting to get it in chunks here as the last 2 or 3 plays. And one of the Vikings is cramping up, and it's going to be escorted off. So that would be number 8. I believe that's Bogle. Some of the players have different numbers from last season, so just adjusting accordingly. So hopefully he is okay.
Coffee County leads Franklin County 27-8 in the third quarter, midway through the third quarter. Last score we had was Tullahoma 7, Shelbyville nothing at halftime. Just kind of going through here and seeing.
Sheriff back to pass, throws it into the backfield, but he is going to make it across into community territory, across the 40, the 35, and finally shoved out of bounds. So Embry has played a couple of plays on special teams, but makes the catch there for Moore County and works his way down the left sideline. So the last 4 plays, Moore County getting them in big chunks, and we have got to stop the bleeding. 20-7 the score. We've just gone under 5 minutes here in the third. Couple of substitutions as Lamb will come on, along with number 52, Maldonado, so they're seeing some action defensively. Snap. Sheriff going to pitch it out, and tackle missed backfield, and now breaks the tackle 30-25, and he is close to the red zone. In fact, I believe he is inside the red zone. So Tucker Smith down to the 19.
We need a fumble or something here real quick.
And this Moore County offense leaning on the community defense.
Whitwell leads Huntland 19-13 in the third quarter. That's our Huntland being our week 3 opponent.
And that will be an interesting contest over at Huntland.
We scrimmaged Cornersville.
We did.
They won. They're up 22-0 on Loretta.
Cornersville looked excellent. I will admit that. As Sheriff calls his own number, gets to the outside, and they're trying to string it out. And finally, we're able to bring him down. It's going to be right at about, I think he's close to the 15. Hard for me to see from this angle.
Number 21, Austin Sheriff for the Raiders.
So we'll see where they mark him as we go under 4 minutes here in the third.
Sheriff has a gain of 7 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3 on the field.
So again, it is 2nd and short, but I cannot see. He's down to about the 12. He's definitely inside the 15 as it is 2nd and 3. Again, Sheriff in the shotgun formation, a little bunch set off to the right. And now he's going to hand off as Tucker Smith will take it off left tackle. And he's got enough for the first down. And again, Harden sticking his nose in there. He has been excellent. The sophomore playing tremendous, in my opinion. I thought he had enough for the first. They're actually going to move the ball back and mark him short, so it's going to be 3rd and inches. So let's see what Moore County does here. They just need to snap it and really fall across for a fresh set of downs. It is 3rd and 1. It always amazes me when you need a few inches and you're still in the shotgun. As the handoff goes to Smith, and he finds his way up the middle, and he's got the first down and more. And it's ripped away. It's taken away as Community's got the football. As that was simply just stolen away. As Collier, showing the strength, ripped it away from Smith. And talk about making a play in the nick of time, Sean.
Yep.
Smith was heading for the goal line, and that thing was simply just ripped out of his arms, and Collier saves the day.
You know, and you see it at the collegiate level. You see it everywhere. They're in the shotgun for everything, and you take a 3rd and inches and turn it into 3rd and 5. It just doesn't make any sense.
I would have a package, quarterback under center. You're going to run some kind of wedge, get a fresh set of downs. It would have been 1st and goal for Moore County, but Of course, it's easily, as they say, hindsight 2020.
But we'll do the same thing, so don't.
So Community has the football at the 6-yard line, but we'll take it as Hensel, I believe, calls his own number. He's going to barrel his way forward, and he's going to pick up a few yards. I tell you, Hensel, he is tough. You've got to be tough as a pine knot to run this kind of offense because you're going to call your own number several times as he's shaking the left hand a little bit. But you're going to take some shots as the QB in this kind of offense.
I don't know that I don't take a shot right here.
I think anything's open. You're playing with house money. It is 20-7 with 2 minutes to go in the third. Let's see what they do as Hensel under center and fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it. Now he's going to pitch, but they didn't really pitch off the pitch man. That was not necessarily the read that you had, and he's dropped in the backfield.
Number 8, Bogle.
As the tackle was made by number 29, Ike Holt. So really no fault of Bogle, as really had nowhere to go with that one, as it was pitched late by Hensel.
No gain on the play. It'll be
so I thought he actually took a loss. He was able to get back to the line of scrimmage apparently. So 3rd and 6.
Wembley came back up to block, and it's possible if we wouldn't have stayed behind the line of scrimmage, maybe to throw it to him over the top. But he did come. I mean, he did what he was coached to do, I'm sure.
So 3rd and 6 as we approach the 1 minute mark here in the third. Hensel back to pass, being pressured and sacked. And luckily he is not in the end zone, so it is not a safety, but he's got to be close to about the 2-yard line as he just had no time at all. And I think that was, I hate to say that he was a lame duck back there, but Moore County, I think, had an idea. Obviously, you're going to throw on that down, and just not much that Hensel could do there.
It'll be 4th down on the field.
We will have to punt before the end of the third quarter.
So Yancey from his own end zone, he gets it out of there, and that's the most important part, is it will roll down just short of the 35, picked up in the 30 to the 25, and he is dropped, as that was Castile, the freshman, who picked it up and got as much as he possibly could.
We got to get Wembley to break down there and not run past him. Just break down, let him decide what he's going to do and tackle him. We get him back 10 yards earlier, hopefully. But like I said, got a freshman. I see a ton of good things here.
So 13 seconds left here in the third quarter as Moore County is up by 2 scores, and they have excellent field position. Defense going to have to come up big once more. The ball resting at the 25 of Community. So Sheriff in the shotgun formation. He's got that trips bunch set off to the left. Solo receiver to the right is Holt. And now a timeout called, I believe, by Community. And that is brutal to have to call a timeout with 13 seconds because you were about to go to the end of the quarter and would have got the free timeout, if you will. So just some confusion on defense, and you don't want to let this thing get away from you. So you call the timeout and make sure you don't make any mistakes here. But 13 seconds to go in the third. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network.
This is the Ball Network.
13 seconds is all that remains here in the third quarter. I'd like to welcome everyone back into Lynchburg, Tennessee, 20-7. Moore County on top as they come out in a different formation this time. Well, no, they still have the trips off to the left-hand side. My apologies. And they're going to throw as they try to set up that screen again. The pass is complete, and not a bad job. Excellent tackle by number 2, Rodriguez. Along with number 11, that being LaPrey Strayhorn.
Number 11, Strayhorn for the Vikings.
And now a flag down way back in the secondary of Community. 3 seconds technically left here in the third. So let's see who the penalty is going to be called on. As I was watching the action, I didn't see anything there unless there was some kind of face mask. I don't know if you caught anything, Sean, or not. It looks like it's too many men on the field. That's what I tell you, Braley, we got to get a third headset. If anybody want to throw us some funds. And spot on. Spot on. So a penalty going to be called on Community. And I'm not sure how that happens after a timeout. You come out with too many men. So penalties will kill you. And that's going to move Moore County even closer as the score 20-7, 3 seconds left here
Face
in
mask?
the third. Originally, it looked like the official touched the top of his head.
Hey, that was a 15-yard penalty, so it had to be. I don't know.
I'm not going to say then, but of course the clock will start back up and they will not get the snap off. So we have played 3 here in Lynchburg. It is 20-7, but Moore County is threatening. When we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter action for you. We'll see how this one wraps up. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network. So we're about to get the fourth quarter underway. Sean, any scores of interest that you want to update?
Well, South Pittsburgh, they're hanging on by a thread, 55-0 over Christian Community.
No surprise there.
That was in the second quarter.
My word.
Grundy County beat Red Bowling Springs 72-0. I think we play Watertown. Are they in our region?
We do, yes, they're in our
They're
region.
up 21-7 over Smith County. Whitwell's beating Huntland 19-13 in the third quarter.
They're still hanging on as there is the handoff to Smith up the gut.
Handoff to number 4, Tucker Smith. Stop made on the play by number 7.
Richland's up 13-7 on Wayne County going to the fourth. Coffee County 34-8 over Franklin County.
So the Rebels have let that one get away from them. So meanwhile in this one, Smith picks up 4. It'll be second and 6.
Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be second down and 6.
The ball is at the 9-yard line, so
about time for another turnover.
Moore County, indeed. Moore County technically could get one more first down before it'd be first and goal. And now do we have a timeout? And I believe Moore County is going to burn one. So interesting, as we just had the fourth quarter break, but they want to discuss something here, and hopefully they're thinking maybe put the final nail in the coffin. It's 20-7, second and 6. The ball resting at the 9. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network. So a big down here, 2nd and 6. The ball resting at the 9-yard line of Community as Moore County is threatening. They lead it 20-7, 11:15 to go here in the contest. As Sheriff's in the shotgun formation. Back to pass. Looking, and that one is complete. A beautiful pass as that one is in the end zone for 6.
Pass is complete to number 12, Kason Ferrara.
So Ferrara, the senior, makes that grab, gets in the end zone, and for a second there, I thought maybe Hensel was going to undercut it.
I think he waited a second late, and that was the difference.
It did look like from our viewpoint that Hensel may have a shot at it, but unfortunately that one was just thrown perfectly by the freshman Sheriff, and the catch was made, and the score now 26-7. So we'll await the extra point, and that one is, I don't think he got it. Was it underneath? Yes, it went underneath the crossbar, but there is a flag down. That's the one area that Moore County has struggled. 3 attempts have not gone their way. I thought there was a flag. It must have been on Moore County because it would be declined as the special teams units are running off. Unless it's a dead ball foul after the play. Maybe there's no flag at all. Regardless, we have 11:08 to go here in the 4th. 26-7 is the score. And you mentioned it earlier, Sean. I think you've got to take some positives out of this one for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what you can do.
And
the clock is not running.
True.
I mean, let's just start right there.
Yeah.
'Cause how many games last year did the clock run?
That is true. A lot of games where the mercy rule went into effect.
We're going to kick this point after again.
I thought there was a flag. I thought I saw something. I'm getting old, probably old and senile, but at least not on this one. I thought I saw a flag, and it was against the purple and gold, so we'll try this one again. They've had 3 extra points that have not gone the way that they've wanted. Let's see if Jax Ross can finally get one across. Snap down. That was a low snap. Good job by the holder, and that one's up and good. So Moore County makes them pay, and they cash in on the flag. The score 27-7. That was a good hold by number 3, the backup quarterback senior Weston Byram, as I thought that was an awfully low snap, but he handled it and got it up there so Ross could get it through. So let me go ahead and put that one on the board. 27-7 is our score. 11:08 to go here in this one as Community's got a man down, so we'll take a quick break. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network. So 11:08 to go in the contest as Moore County has finally broken through a little bit. They lead it 27-7. But the important thing here is let's just act like it is scoreless. Let's just run our offense. Let's get some quality reps here because this is a long season. It's game 1, and you simply want to just keep improving as Jax Ross ready to tee this one up and kick it off. And back to take it is going to be Wimley as he's got it at the 20 to the 25, and he's going to make his way out here to the sideline, and he just will not go toward the middle of the field.
By number 12,
He's
Wimley for the
spending a lot of time trying to get horizontal, where if he would just hurry up and get vertical, I think we could get a little more out of it. So 11:01 to go here in the 4th, 27-7 the score.
I mean, that's the good thing about film, as you can show that, you know.
Oh, for sure. The coaches will have plenty to go over as, again, it's a young roster. And
it's not a lack of effort. It's got nothing to do with effort.
No.
It's got to do with getting up.
Yeah.
Get upfield.
Yeah, that's just something that, probably on the junior high level, he was bigger and quicker than everyone, and you're able to get to the outside and turn on the burners. But high school, sometimes you just got to fight in between the tackles. That was a false start, yes.
Well, and here's the thing. No disrespect to Moore County, but Eagleville will be bigger
Yes.
next week.
I expect Eagleville to be bigger, and normally they've got some athletes. They had a young man. I have not done any homework on him yet, but I hope he was a senior because they had one player alone that scored the first 21 points last year for Eagleville. His name is eluding me, but they were very athletic, which they normally are.
I mean, that's, and it will continue. I mean, Huntland, I would think we would match up pretty well with them size-wise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And roster-wise, too,
as we go from there, it's not going to get any easier.
A lot of pressure as Hensel rolls out, going to throw back across the body, and that one incomplete. You had both Harden and number 13, that being Jaden Lamb. Both of them were in the area. Not sure who the intended receiver was. But Hensel just running for his life, threw across his body, which is always dangerous.
Also, we got to get a shout out for our Moore County manager.
So luckily that one falls
extra hard on the sidelines tonight.
to the carpet, incomplete. So 2nd and 15, as the previous play was a false start penalty, which I thought it may have been actually a snap infraction. It looked like it was sort of drug across the ground a little bit and then a second action to snap the ball up. So regardless, it's false start, and it'll be 2nd and 15, and now the play clock is zeros. I think we got the timeout in time.
Timeout on the field.
That'll leave us with no timeouts with 11 minutes to go.
There you go. So officially 10:51 to go here in the fourth. It's 2nd and 17. We'll take the break. You're watching Viking football on the Ball Network.
This is the Ball Network.
10:51 to go here in the fourth. 27-7 is the score as the hometown Raiders lead this one. Hensel under center, and now he's looking back to pass. Plenty of time to throw. He's got a man, and it is complete. 50-45, and now he almost fumbled it, but luckily he was able to keep grips on it, that being number 6, Jackson Collier, as he made the juggling grab at midfield and then almost coughed it up, but able to hang on to it, and he's drugged down inside the 35 all the way down to the 32-yard line. Well, actually, I think they'll mark it at the 34, but regardless, big-time play, big-time catch, as Collier has done quite a bit offensively and defensively tonight.
Another bright spot.
Hensel under center. 2 men in the backfield with him. Fakes the handoff to Elsner. He's going to keep it and simply slides down. He loses his footing as he may have picked up one, as the tackle was made by number 26, Aiden Moore. So the ball now at the 33. Be 2nd and about 8. They're actually going to give them a gain of 2 on that one.
Wow. It's very generous, but thank you.
Yeah, I believe he got back to the line of scrimmage and then his feet went from out from under him, But we'll take it. 2nd and 8 as we go under 10 minutes here in the fourth. Hensel gives it off to Elsner, and he is met in the backfield as they read that one all the way by big number 55, Mason Sandifer, a freshman defensive lineman for Moore County.
Number 44, Elsner met immediately on the play by number 55.
So let's see what we come up here in a third. I won't say 3rd and long, but it's long enough. 3rd and about Closer
It's
to
4
9.
down territory regardless, so you don't have
True.
to get it all in once.
Yeah, the scoreboard says 3rd and 11. I don't think that's accurate. It's a little bit closer than that. But regardless, like you said, 2 down territory, Hensel under center. Back to pass, looks, throws quickly, gets it to Wimley, and he makes the catch. And a little bit of effort there to try to get what he can as he is shoved out of bounds.
Number 12, Wimley, stopped on the play by number 1.
As
Casey
Castile, the
Castile.
freshman. So a freshman on freshman play there. If these two teams continue to play in the future, you'll see quite the matchup between Wimley and Castile for years to come.
On the field.
About 4th and maybe 4.
Yeah, it was a heck of an effort by Wimley because he was hit right when he made the catch. So a good job for him to churn forward. And I believe it is going to be about 4th and 4.
We're at 10 on the play clock. We're going to have to go here.
Going to
No
have to hustle.
timeouts.
No timeouts remaining. 8:20 to go here in the 4th. 5 seconds on the play clock. Hensel under center. Back to pass, rolling out to the left, and eludes one man. He's still got time. Buying time, throws, and it is intercepted. It is intercepted. I believe that's Castile. I could be wrong.
By number 1, Casey.
No, it was Castile.
Now, I'm going to give you the positive of this, okay? I'd rather him intercept it right there than to drop that ball. It gets us better field position because if he drops it, they get it at the original line of scrimmage, whereas we actually gain probably 10 yards of field position back.
So you can look at the silver lining on that one. Hensel, not much you can do. And on a 4th down play, you at least have to throw it up for grabs and hope that a
Absolutely.
white jersey can come down with it. You don't want to pull a play like who was it, Milton for Tennessee a few years back.
Just
Ran out of,
run
or
out
was
of
that,
bounds,
or was
yeah.
that Nico? I can't
Oh,
remember
it
which
was
one
Milton.
it was.
It may have been both of them.
But running out of bounds does you no good. So at least he tried to throw it up for grabs, give his teammates an opportunity, but just could not be fortunate on that one as Castile makes the pick, and now Moore County with the football as we approach the 8-minute mark. As I'm assuming that we'll start getting some gentlemen in that maybe haven't seen any playing time up to this point.
Well, we had to run a kid in there at the last second before the ball was snapped. We only had 10 on the field.
Stop is made by number 4.
And it's tough enough to stop them with 11. So some youngsters, I think, will start getting. But the thing about community is you don't have a big roster, so you can't really afford to put too many in. And you can use these reps for.
You have to use these reps offensively as well.
And that one incomplete, as that one just could not be handled by number 18, that one being the freshman Paxton Embry.
I mean, we don't have – our numbers are better than I think they've been, but when you're working on the beer in practice, you're going up against kids that are probably not starting defensively because you got kids going both ways.
True.
So you need those reps against starters off the other team just to, like you said, to continue to build on that.
Well, and as you alluded to, we just don't have the luxury of having the numbers. So you do have a few that have made their way into the contest as we, I believe, just jumped offside. So that would be a free first down there as it was 3rd and 3.
Penalty flag for defensive encroachment against community on the field.
And some push-ups there by Elsner as he was the guilty party.
Well,
Penalty will give Moore County a first down on the field.
Which, I mean, that's a situation you hate to see that. I mean, Elsner, a senior, you would hope that you really don't obviously want anybody jumping offside, but 1st and 10. And the handoff was going to go, but keeper by the quarterback, and I think they've already taken Sheriff out. That is not. Trying to see, I thought maybe they would go to Byram. No, Sheriff is still in there. My apologies. I was trying to get my eyes on the correct player. So Paskowitz came up and made the hit. But it's a similar situation that we just talked about. You know, Moore County's in the same deal with community. I mean, you have Sheriff, a quarterback here, a freshman. He needs reps too. So as he fumbles that one. He's still not on it, and he's finally on the ground and able to corral that one underneath him.
And that's exactly why he's out there, because they got to get better too.
Third down on the field.
Yeah, both of these teams last year had rough seasons. Of course, Moore County lost their starting quarterback the very next game after they played Community, and that sort of took them off the rails as they had to use a receiver at quarterback for the rest of the season.
Right.
So, and from what I had gathered, sort of took the passing game away. So one-dimensional is very tough no matter who you are.
Exactly.
As Sheriff will roll out, back to pass. This is up for grabs, and it's incomplete. It was in between two intended receivers, that being number 5, Memphis Foster, and number 11, Ty Smith. So it fell between the two, and that's going to bring up 4th down, so a stop by the purple and gold. So Castile, I believe the freshman, is the one back there to do the punting duties.
Props to Coach Tidwell. These kids have continued to play hard. This game is
Bad snap. Is this going to roll it to the end zone? Castile should go down with it. He's not going to. He's going to bring it out. And if they can corral him short of the mark, oh my word, he's broken 2 or 3 tackles. And finally, they put a stop to him.
I thought he was just going to take the safety.
I thought he would too. But again, a freshman, Castile, picks it up and took off with it.
Gain on the play was not enough for a first down.
So luckily we were able to get him down short of the marker, but my word, a little bit of voodoo there by Castile as he was working his way with a little bit of magic through
I'm not
the
sure
defenders.
our kids didn't just think he went down, and next thing you know, here he comes, and they're not prepared for it. They wasn't ready.
Yeah, it did look like a few people or a few players just sort of stood there for a moment. So maybe they were under the impression, but got to listen for that whistle. So Community will take over. 5:33 to go here in the contest. Hensel under center, fakes the handoff, and the pitch man left him, so he's hung out to dry back at the 35-yard line.
Number 4, Hensel is sacked on the play by the big man, number 66, Colby Williams.
So again, some new faces coming in for Moore County as Colby Williams makes the hit on Hensel in the backfield. So a loss of 5, 2nd and 15 with 5 minutes to go here in the contest. So Harden and Rodriguez look like they're the ones in the backfield. Handoff goes to Rodriguez. No, Hensel keeps it. Had me faked out, and Hensel just working his way on that left side, and he is across the 30-yard line, but I believe he is short of the 25.
Number 4, Hensel is finally
So I think he's just inside the original line of scrimmage. Be 3rd and 9.
setting up 3rd down on the field.
So Slayton Neely, the freshman, will come on and bring in the play. 10 seconds on the play clock as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Hensel. And the ball is loose, and Moore County's on it. That one just squirted loose on the snap, and then the exchange never had a chance.
By number 8, Jose Garcia.
So Garcia jumps on that one. It's good to see him back in the contest as he was cramping up a little bit earlier. Was hoping it wasn't a serious injury, so he's made his way back. So
Put your hands together as we wish.
good to see that, but hate to see the turnover. 3:55 to go here in the 4th. So again, looking at the positives, Community with a few drives that were promising that stalled out, and they've moved the ball some.
I still think the highlight's been the defense for sure.
Oh, no doubt about it. Defense had us in a great situation in the first half. Should have went to the locker room 12-0. As that one is going to be a handoff. I believe that's still Smith in there. As he's going to cross the 35, he's to the 40 and finally drug out of bounds at the 42-yard line. As Strayhorn makes the tackle, Tucker Smith gets a huge haul there as he's got a fresh set of downs.
Smith's run is good for Moore County. First down is brought to you by
And I believe the PA announcer was hoping that he was going to have some crowd participation there, but I think the fans are content with where they're at on this one. 27-7 is the score.
I was waiting patiently to hear that.
And it just dropped off. So a bunch set to the right as they do have Byram in at quarterback. He'll flip it off to Tucker Smith, who weaves his way as he's brought down at the 45 as Paskowitz and company in on the tackle there along with Harden. Be interesting to see how many tackles that young man has had tonight. I'm not sure who the official statistician is for Community. Trying to look on the sideline to see if they do have anyone keeping up with that, but I'm not sure. They may have. And today's technology software system hooked up with everything they've got going on there with Mr. Craig Davis down there. They may have something that keeps up with it automatically. I'm not sure. So regardless, second down as Byram's going to call his own number. He's to the 50, and he's close to the 45 as he's knocked out of bounds on that far sideline. Should have enough for the first down and to move the chains. As we may have a Viking down over there on the sideline. Paskowitz was the one that made the tackle. I'm not sure. Maybe that is, okay, that is not a Viking over there. My apologies.
First down is brought to you by
So we approach the 2-minute mark, 1st and 10. Moore County with it over in community territory. The ball resting at the 47-yard line. Shotgun formation for for Byram, excuse me. He's got twins to both sides. Handoff goes to Tucker Smith. He breaks one tackle. He's across the 40 to the 35, and he is finally knocked out, I believe, by Wimley.
Cannon County beats Monterey 48-7.
Smith's run is good for Moore County.
South Pittsburgh held on 76-0.
Wow. That is just unbelievable. When you think of like Alcoa, Maryville, South Pittsburgh, some of the ones that just every year, I mean, it's a machine.
Well, you know, Alcoa and Maryville play first game every year, and guess where they're at right now? Overtime.
Lay it on me. There we go, see? As Byram's going to call his own number on the right side.
I was trying to be like the Moore County announcer, make you guess, you know.
Old habits hard to break. I'm trying to guide us home here and keep up with it. 1:35 to go here in the 4th. And not sure. The clock has stopped. We're waiting on the chains. What's going on here? I was going to say it should be a fresh set of downs. There we go. Finally, the chain gang has got things in order. 1:24 now here in the 4th. 27-7, and I'd love for the defense to bow their necks.
Absolutely.
And let's keep it where it's at. Byram again in that shotgun formation. Got a lone back to the right-hand side. Byram going to call his own number, and he's brought down in the backfield.
Number 3, Byram.
As Paskowitz was the man to do the damage.
By number 10, Paskowitz. Penalty flags on the field.
So some laundry, and let's see. I was looking through the binoculars, so I'm not sure if there's any extracurriculars or what the case may be. Could be a holding penalty. Let's see as they come out of the rugby scrum here. The officials talking. We have 1:02 on the clock as the ball was at the 18-yard line. Let's see where this penalty is going to take us.
I think we're moving backwards,
Yeah,
kids.
I like that. So I could not see what he signaled. But it's going to be against
Penalty against the Raiders.
the Columbia
on the
Blue.
field.
So that will move them on back. Again, 1 minute, 2 seconds remaining in this one. 27-7 is the score.
That was a personal foul of some sort, unsportsmanlike.
I thought
15
there might have
yards.
been some extracurriculars after the play because I didn't see anything. The play ended so quickly that I wouldn't have thought that it would have been anything during the live action.
So it's looks like it's about 2nd and Fayetteville.
That's just about. They don't even have it on the scoreboard. 2nd and 36, we'll call it. As Byram finds himself in the shotgun formation. He's got twins to both sides and a back to the right. He's looking at the play clock. He's trying to milk this thing down. As that one gets away from him, and he'll simply fall on it. And they don't have to run another play as we are under the 40-second mark. And the play clock is now kicked in, so Moore County can just call off the dogs here. That should be the final play. As we are going under 20 seconds, so it looks like Moore County is content with that. Kudos to the gentlemen from Lynchburg. They did what they had to do, but both teams have a lot to learn after this one. As our final score from Lynchburg, Moore County wins it 27-7. Sean, some closing remarks before we tear this thing down and go to the house.
I mean, I think there's a lot to build on from this. Big week to, try to clean some things up, but also understand that the team we're going to be playing next week is probably going to be better than the team we played tonight, so we have to get better.
And I would have to agree with that. I mean, Eagleville now I will give you this. I do remember this from last season. They were senior laden, so they are going to lose quite a few, but obviously haven't done any homework on them yet. I've been looking at the matchup in volleyball for Tuesday night. So I'll get to working on that. Hopefully we'll bring you a good broadcast next Friday night. It will be the home opener for Community as Eagleville will have to travel to Unionville. So again, tonight our final score, Moore County wins it 27-7.